All right, what's up? It's Poisenbery. I remade Meta Girls workflow for AI girls. Yeah, gonna get through this as quickly as I can. So top to bottom, if you use SCXL, Illustrious, or Noob, you're gonna want to use this quality string right here. It's already plugged in by default. If you use PonyXL, you're gonna use this one down here. So what you do is you take the string and you plug it into the string like that. Okay. I'm using Illustrious, so I'm gonna leave it how it is. Same thing with the negative prompt. If you're using SCXL, Illustrious, or Noob, just use this negative prompt, plug it into the conditioning. It's already plugged in by default. And if you're using Pony, use this one down here. I think I have this set up right. I haven't used Pony in a while, but this is what I remember using when I did use it. So we go down now. We have the loaders, our checkpoint, and our vey. A lot of checkpoints do have vey baked in, so you just take this little guy right here and plug it into the vey if that's what you want to do. I just use the SCXL vey because I don't really understand the difference between any of them. They all look the same to me, so I just do that. Then we have our LoRA stack. I put 2 of them just in case you're using a lot of LoRA. What you're going to do is find your LoRA in the LoRA name, and then select it, and then you're going to turn it on. And that will apply to LoRA. You can add up to 6. If you do need more, all you have to do is duplicate this node and connect this LoRA stack to here like that, okay? And then make sure you don't have duplicates in there because that'll probably mess things up. But yeah, I set that up. Super easy to use. Awesome, cool. And then down here we have some of our other more mysterious loaders. We have the upscale model. I use 4x Anime Sharp. I have the download link right here. Put it in models, upscale models. Then we have bbox face YOLO AM. Again, download link is right here. Put it in models, ultralytics. And then we have our control net. This is important. If you're using SCXL or Pony, use Misto line. I have the download link here. You put it in model/control net. And then if you're using Illustrious or Noob, use the Illustrious line our anime control net. Super easy. Oh yeah, I haven't tested it on Noob because I don't use that model. I'm only assuming it'll work because the models are very similar. If it blows up the image or if you notice like severe errors in it, leave a comment and I'll try and find a Noob control net that works. So, all right, we covered all that. Next part is the prompt section. So I separated between base prompt and face prompt. And the way it works is that it uses the quality string from up here earlier to make it high quality. And then it adds the base prompt and the face prompt together into one conditioning. And then that goes into our case sampler right here for the base image. The reason why I have this set separately is because we have 2 face fixes later down the pipeline. And that gets set into its own separate conditioning. So I do have a note if you're making a character, it's helpful to include the character name in both the base prompt and the face prompt, so that way you don't have to suffer from like inconsistencies in the way they look. So we're gonna make a character right now. Oh yeah, the aspect ratio. I use a Comfort Roll SDXL aspect ratio node for my latent. It has a lot of common aspect ratios for social media, so I just find it really easy to use. Like if you want a long image, you do that. If you want to swap the dimensions to make it wide, you do that. Really easy to use. We're gonna do 3-4 portrait, because that's one of my favorite ones to do. Exit all this shit. We can exit that too. Yeah, that's the wrong window. So I'm going to use the Dan Brew character list. We're going to make Elle and Joe Zenless Zone Zero. I'll have a download link for this in the description because it's insanely useful to use. There's so many characters on here that you don't need a LoRA for. So it saves on hassle. It saves on hard drive space. It's just very useful. So we have all this. We have all of our stuff. Now we need the face prompt. So like I said before, use the character name in both sections just to have better character consistency. So what you're going to want to do is get the character name, anything that has to do with her hair, her eyes, her face, things that she's wearing on her head, like a maid headdress, earrings, anything like that, you're going to put it in here. We obviously don't need large breasts or fins for the face. And then you can add a facial expression like happy, excited, heart pupils or something. So we're going to do that. We're going to cue that up now. So the first thing it does, like I said before, combines both of these conditionings together. It doesn't combine the conditionings. It combines both of the strings into one conditioning for the base prompt. What's taking so long? Okay, it has to load this. Wait for that to load. Boop. I recommend, if you haven't done this before, put all of your models on like an SSD or an NVMe because it loads them a lot faster. Some scantily cleavage right there. Oh, she's cute. Look at her. She's so cute. Alright, anyway. So the next thing that happens is a control net assisted high res fix. I don't know if you watched my videos, but a couple years ago I made a video about this. Using control net in your high res fix state to get more details, but still retaining as much of the likeness of the original image as possible. So it just helps. I'll show you what's going on here. Mute this. We preview this image. So basically what it does is it uses an AIO auxiliary preprocessor to turn the image into a line art representation, and then it uses that as additional conditioning to help the image generate a little better. So that goes through here, doubles the size of the image. You go from 1K to 2K. And then I included a Veda code tiled just in case people run out of VRAM. Shouldn't happen. It doesn't really take that much. My VRAM, I mean, my VRAM is pretty high utilization right now, but the models are all loaded, so it's hard to tell what's exactly doing what. Basically, if you run out of VRAM, just take this, plug it into this reroute right here. Like I said, if you're running out of VRAM, connect the Veda code tiled node to the reroute instead, and then it should work for you. It should. I hope it works. If not, there's not really anything I can do to help you at that point. Just you need to upgrade your video card. VRAM is king when it comes to AI. The only quote-unquote downside of doing this is that there's like a slight color difference I noticed, but it's like a 1% difference. It's not really noticeable. Like it's not like a massive degradation in quality or anything. It just looks a little bit different. So the next point that we have is the face detailer. This helps just clean up the face, make it more consistent with the character. Uses this prompt right here. This is the prompt for the face that gets used in this face detailer and this face detailer. And the part after that is a 4x upscale that we reduce by half, so it's another 2x, and then a sharpen pass, which gives it a little bit more detail, but not too much. And then the purpose of the second face fix is to smooth out lines from the sharpness pass. So this one technically isn't really necessary, but I still like doing it anyway, just for the extra oomph. So now we got Ellen Joe, 4K image right here. There's too many moles under her eye. You can just go into Paint program and fix that. That's what I normally do. Easy. And then for the image save node, we don't use the regular image save. We use the one from WebSuite. The reason is because it has these 3 sections at the bottom. If you like to keep your secrets and you're worried about people stealing your prompt, set these all to false. And then it won't have any of the metadata in the image. And then you can also do things like change the file type. You can change the compression on it if you're using JPEG. I don't like doing this because it's like a massive degradation in quality normally. So I just keep it on PNG, 300 DPI, 100%. I'm not even sure what this does, to be honest. I've played with this. It doesn't seem to affect file size at all, so I'm not really sure what that does. But, yep. I think I covered everything. Oh, yeah, by the way, I use a lot of custom nodes, so use the Comfy UI Manager, install missing custom nodes in order to do that. If you don't want to hunt down these download links, you can also use the Comfy UI Manager to install... Where is it? Models Manager? Yeah, so like if we type like 4x anime sharp, if I could spell. 4x anime sharp, B-box, face YOLO 8M B-box, Mr. Line's not in here. Interesting. Okay, so you do actually have to hunt down some of the download links yourself, but yeah, everything. I think I covered everything. Pretty sure. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll try and help. Yep, cool. Bye.